It gets incredibly hot in Corpus Christi during the summertime. Humid, sweaty. Down here, we call it La Canicula, the dog days of summer. A time of great Tex-Mex music and all-night barbecues. Most cool off with a dip in the water. But in the Becerra family, when my older brother and I were growing up, we beat the heat with a glorious South Texas treat, raspas. Raspa comes from the Spanish word raspar, which means to scrape. Sundays during the summer meant our parents taking us to get our favorite raspas at the sno-ball on Baldwin. The sno-ball is known for the size and the softness of their delicious raspas. With our cold, sweet, fluffy raspas in hand, we would pile into our van and make our way down Ocean and Shoreline for a Sunday drive. Over 4 huge cups of raspas, Dad would entertain us with his storytelling. He loved to tell us stories about the past. One time he caught a fish, quote-unquote, this freaking big. On every street in Corpus, Dad would point to a house and say, I used to live there. Our supposed ancestor, Francisco Becerra, fought with General Santa Anna's army at the Alamo and claimed to have killed James Bowie, according to Dad. Once he said he broke a guy's nose during a beer run. The next morning, hung over, he said, I only pushed the guy. Raspas melting, Dad would remind us how we almost weren't born into the world. This is him, Juan Jesus Becerra, when he joined the Air Force in 1965, the year after he graduated from Roy Miller High School. In January of 1967, he joined the 8th Aerial Port Squadron at Tan Son Nhut Air Force Base in Saigon, South Vietnam. After being promoted to Staff Sergeant, he received orders to transfer to Soc Trang on the Mekong Delta. At the last minute, he was ordered to stay in Saigon. He finally made it home on January 5, 1968, less than a month before the Tet Offensive. During that massive assault launched on the morning of the Tet Lunar New Year, a Viet Cong ground force attacked Soc Trang and nearly overran the city in 3 days of heavy fighting. Dad was grateful he never got to see Soc Trang. For him, it was horror enough to unload C-130 and C-123 cargo planes, because he knew there would be KIAs on board, those killed in action. He never ate Chinese food. He always said something about the smell reminded him about his days in the Vietnam War. Dad once told me that every GI who served in Vietnam left something of themselves there. He never got to see the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C., but we got him as close as we could when the moving wall came to Ingleside one year. It became important for me and my brother to tell stories, real or embellished, although we prefer real. Today, we are freelance journalists in Corpus Christi. My brother is a sports writer, and I am a videographer. Corpus has changed a lot since we were kids. We're building new things, and tearing down old ones. But as long as there are raspas to be had, there are always stories to be told.